Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Black Heart models. This is the 1:1 scale 360-degree series Bela Lugosi Dracula bust. This guy is currently in stock over at Black Heart Models. I'll put the link down below if you guys are interested in getting this guy for yourself, especially with Halloween right around the corner. It is a painted, life-sized Count Dracula resin full head bust with no assembly required. Just before we have a look, of course, at the bust itself, let's have a look at the box that the bust is inside. At the top left-hand corner, it's official Lugosi Enterprises. It's sanctioned release of Bela Lugosi's likeness. It is a life-size polystone statue featuring Bela Lugosi in his classic, iconic role as Count Dracula. The box is primarily in a all black, but you can still see what the statue is going to look like when we eventually get it out of box. Black Heart Models does a ton of really cool Universal Studios monsters. They also do a bunch of alien busts as well, painted and unpainted varieties. I'll put, again, the link down below if you guys want to check that out. For fans of Universal Monsters, definitely would want to head over to their site. That site, by the way, is www.blackheartmodels.com, but again, I'll put the link down below. The side of the box features Castle Dracula, and on the box says Bela Lugosi Dracula. As for the back, you've got a pretty substantial read-up saying in the early days of cinema, Bela Lugosi's portrayal of Count Dracula immediately established the actor as one of the icons of horror, and he remains so to this day. His role as the aristocratic titled character in the 1927 Broadway adaptation of Bram Stoker's novel, Dracula led his being cast in the 1931 film, and the role for which he is best known. Though Lugosi is hardly the only great actor to bring his talents to the part, few would disagree that his characterization defined Count Dracula as we know him today. That he did so without heavy makeup or special effects is a testament to the strength of the actor's performance. As Dracula, Bela Lugosi entranced audiences through the stare of his icy blue eyes and the understated strength of his personality. And his performance as the vampire terrified audiences, though no fangs were ever bared nor drops of stage blood ever spilt. Black Heart Enterprises has proudly created this life-size tribute to Bela Lugosi, sculpted by Jeff Yeager, a master of subtle detailing and frighteningly realistic likenesses. The Lugosi family consulted with Black Heart and provided rare insight and reference material for this tribute to the actor. The actor's son, Bela Lugosi Jr., personally authorized the sculpture and the paint master in order to ensure the greatest accuracy and detail achieved in this limited edition bust. Black Heart's Bela Lugosi Dracula is a labor of love and has born of intimate collaborations between sculptor, family, and producer, and our most shared desire to create the ultimate three-dimensional tribute to one of the original and most enduring stars of horror cinema. With that being said, Spot's going to take himself a break and get this statue out of box. But when we come back, we're getting a better look at the Black Heart Enterprises, or Black Heart Models, life-size polystone statue of Bela Lugosi Dracula. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Now that we have the statue out of box, let's get a better look at this stunning tribute to one of the classic horror actors out there, Bela Lugosi, in his most famous role, that of being Count Dracula. I have to admit, Black Heart Enterprises has done an exceptional job on this statue. Let's get some closer looks at the bust. I think for closer looks, it's probably easier for me just to take the camera off the tripod, and that way I can get closer and some area crevices and details, probably something that you wouldn't be able to really see with the camera completely staction. As you can see, the statue is fully painted. Black Heart does both painted and they sell unpainted versions of statues, this being a painted recreation of Bela Lugosi. The paint is mind-blowing. I mean, even just if the statue was simply just unpainted, the sculpt alone would be fantastic. But you couple that with the paint that they've done to the statue and bust itself, it looks like Bela Lugosi is literally standing in front of me, of course with his torso missing from the shoulder area down. One of the actor's trademarks was his piercing blue eyes. Definitely has been captured here in the statue. It's haunting almost how the eyes, I feel like the eyes are piercing me. They've put actually a fair bit of detail also in the eyes. The iris itself painted with the darker blue and lighter blue contrast in the middle there, and the pupils inside that. They've even painted areas around the red socket areas, the inner area of the eye and the cornered areas of the eye there. His jacket primarily all black, including the black trademark collar of Dracula. The bow tie comes across almost more like a cream-colored white. That as well as the cream sides on the sides of the jacket there. And then he's got the white interior of this shirt. You can see hopefully that there's some gold on the outer trim of his buttons. Nice touch. The hair is very nicely done. The combed back, widow's peaked hairstyle there of Dracula. All elements that Lugosi brought to the role is something that, as a horror fan and vampire fan specifically, it's something you immediately think of with Dracula. That jet black hair peaked in the middle there as well. Big black eyebrows. Again, those piercing blue eyes. I can't believe how good those eyes come across. And hopefully the camera is doing it justice. Speaking of doing it justice, I hope that the camera is doing justice the texture that they've added to the facial section. Like, even if I can spin the statue around, hopefully, there we go. You can see even as far as the pock marks, little indentations, natural indentations to that of the skin. It looks so lifelike. Wetness also added to the lip area there, and a slight darker shadowing around where the facial hair would reside. Of course, not being that on Dracula, but still. Though not necessarily one of his best sides. There's the back of Dracula, just to show you the sculpting on the hair and the collar. Even the areas of the jacket have these little indentations, I guess, if you would want to call it that. You would imagining that his cape would just be billowing out from here. There would be a side profile of the statue. Not really a lot of paint executed here in the hair, nor that of the jacket and collar, as it stays primarily black. It's a good contrast, though, to the pale color that they've executed to the skin. Now, the skin itself, though being pale, there's a darker wash around the areas where the hair meets the skin, and areas such as around the eye area. Let's see if I can get close up there. Right around the wrinkles and the recessed areas of the eye have a darker flesh tone and darker coloring around the under areas of the eyebrows. Such the phenomenal piece that this is, I would love to also see this executed in a black and white treatment as well, which is more so how I picture Bela Lugosi, or really any of the Universal Studios monsters, more in the black and white treatment. Blackheart Studios also have produced, get a close-up look there again at his face, they've also produced a Frankenstein. Not so much produced, but they also carry Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Werewolf, you name it, you'll find it over there. With the time of Halloween right around the corner, I definitely wanted to pick up this piece and certainly showcase to you guys some of the high-end collectibles that are available on the web if you guys are interested in getting these for yourself. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but he is catered to I would say a high-end collector, as this piece is over $600. So while he is certainly a stunning piece, Geared towards the high-end collector, I would say, is this statue really focused more so for. I definitely would say it's worth it, but at a $600 price point, it's not something that a casual Universal Monster fan would necessarily want to pick up. But if you are a fan of Universal Monsters probably to the level that I am, and you definitely want to add a stunning recreation of, for example, Bela Lugosi's classic Dracula to a stand, a table, someplace during Halloween, or really all year round, definitely would recommend picking this piece up for yourself. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Black Heart models. This was the 1-to-1 painted 360 degree, and hopefully I have given you a 360 degree look at it. But this was the painted Bela Lugosi Dracula statue. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.